David's heart was racing with excitement. He had uncovered the largest gold nugget. It was the largest nugget he had ever seen, about a kilo of solid gold. As he got up from the digging, he noticed the gang of criminals around him. They had been watching and waiting, and now that he had triumphed, they aimed to steal his glory. But that was just not going to happen, not today. In the end, it was David's desperate need, the fruit of his labor for so many years, that had awakened his inner strength. A supernatural force we all have within us when defending what is rightfully ours. The gold, so much more than just a mineral, had acted as a catalyst. It wasn't the metal itself, but the culmination of David's endless perseverance and the sheer will to reclaim what had been taken from him time and time again. For years he'd chased after fleeting promises, only to come up empty, only to return to this barren desert with nothing but broken dreams. But today, this moment was different. The earth beneath him had responded not to a simple desire for wealth, but to a deeper, primal need, a hunger born from his years of toil and sacrifice. When the gang had approached, the sheer audacity of their claim to something that wasn't theirs ignited something inside him, a fire that hadn't been there before. It wasn't just the gold they wanted, it was everything he had fought for, everything he had endured. And in that desperate moment, a power deep within him surged, something ancient, something primal. He wasn't just a man with a nugget in his hand anymore. He was the embodiment of all the years of work, of the broken dreams, of the sweat, of the lost hope that had finally found its purpose. David could feel the universe shifting around him, a strange, intangible connection to everything, his body, the earth, the gold. It was as if the land itself had been waiting for him, waiting for someone who could understand the weight of what was hidden beneath the surface. The gold was only the physical manifestation of that force, the earth's way of acknowledging his struggle. His body moved with the urgency of a man who had nothing left to lose, but also with the precision of someone guided by something far greater than human logic. His fists struck with the power of the earth itself, each blow carrying the weight of years spent scraping at the dirt, at the edge of survival. The criminals, despite their numbers and their ferocity, couldn't match the force that had awakened in David. In the end, it wasn't just his physical strength that overcame them. It was the raw, untapped potential we all carry within ourselves, the force that emerges when we stand for something greater than ourselves. When David fought for the gold, he was fighting not just for wealth, but for the very essence of what he had worked so hard to protect. In doing so, he tapped into that latent power, unseen but undeniable, that always lies within, waiting for the moment it's truly needed. As the criminals fled, broken and beaten, David stood alone in the fading light, the gold clutched tightly in his hand. The wind settled, and for the first time in years, he felt at peace. The desert no longer felt barren. The land no longer felt cruel. It had all been waiting for him to awaken to his true power. And now he knew. He was no longer just a man in search of treasure. He was a force of nature, bound by the very earth itself. The gold was his, and so was the strength to keep it. It had always been within him. If you like this story, please comment, like, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for upcoming videos. Until then, let your imagination run wild. We'll get there.